Hello, everyone. I am Jonathan Little. Today, we're going to play some coin, poker, cash games. Let's get right to it. We are loading up some tables. We are playing 50-cent dollar with PokerCoaching members. Someone's trying to call me on my phone. Go figure. Can't type it all with this microphone in front of me. You should have been given the email if you decided to play in our game today. The password is JL Poker Coaching. We'll load up another table in a minute. So far, we've played a few pots. Already stuck a little bit. Let me know if you all can see all of the relevant information on the screen. Should we throw at the Queen 8 suited? Just a little loose. I don't mind being a little loose. Why not? Hope you're all having a wonderful day. We'll bet 6 on the flop. I don't expect to get raised all that often. It always is a bummer if we do get raised with a backdoor flush draw. Turn is not great at all. We would much rather have a diamond, but beggars can't be choosers. Do we try to bluff it off? How bad can it be? Let's go 20 and then all in on the river. Pocket sevens, we can probably bet frequently in small, maybe medium. We'll go medium. We do get called. We river a queen. Will anybody fold an ace now? Probably not. So we'll just check it. Maybe we win sometimes. Probably not, though. Oh, we win! What a lucky break. We're playing against Justin Saliba, PokerCoaching coach extraordinaire. We'll raise him. I gotta presume he's going to try to play just GTO. That's his online name. Haha, cute, huh? Cute. His name's just GTO, and he's going to play just GTO. Bottom pair. Let's go for a bet. If he has nothing, he'll probably fold. We do get a fold. As soon as that table fills up, we'll load up one more. You have to be careful. Well, you say you. I have to be careful to not be a little bit too loose and a little bit too splashy in these games. I know that I cannot enter the password correctly to save my life. I have this giant microphone in front of me, and the password is long. JL Poker Coaching. Please let me in. There we go. All right, we're in. Let's give it a spin. We're going to try to actually focus on playing good, strong poker. Playing heads up against Justin Saliba. I'm sure this is going to go well. Do we call a 4 big blind bet on this river? Do we have a raise on this river? Realize we were off the screen a little bit. I'll just fold. We raise blind versus blind. We get a pretty terrible flop. I'm just going to, maybe we do just bet. With backdoor straight draw, it's like, how bad could it be? That said, it could be pretty bad. We do get the fold, though. We'll call the 3-bet with ace-2 suited against Justin, try to make a pair, or even ace-high. If you all are wanting to play, check out CoinPoker. We have full details on how to get a nice deposit bonus, also a weekly free roll at pokercoaching.com/coinpoker. So get in there and check it out. Justin, let's go check. We'll bet turn, I suppose, for 1, and then bet the river kind of big. He checks again on the turn. I think we can go for a bet now. Like 8. I don't expect to get raised all that often, but maybe we will some chunk of the time. We will go for the 4 bet on the river with the nut low. If he has no flush, we'll probably get it through. River ace is interesting because he's going to have a lot of ace-x to check flop and check turn. I gotta presume. Maybe he's going to lead all in or something. Who knows? He leads small. Okay. Lead small is, I mean, we're just going to call. I don't think we should ever bluff this. It seems a little bit optimistic. I think our hand's way too good to bluff. So we'll just call. Probably lose, but like whatever. He has ace 9. So he turned us. Or so he rivered us. That's fine. I'm glad we didn't lose more. Certainly could have lost more. We do get called by a flush. Flush is always going to call, of course. Never really trying to make a flush fold. We raise with the aces, the pocket rockets. If you all are here, by the way, say hello in the chat. We need some words of encouragement, given I'm getting wrecked. Am I getting wrecked? I think we can bet big on the turn. Just try to get money in with what is likely the best hand. He did let it go check. A lot of middle pairs will check it back. He does call. River King is not great. Can we still value bet is the question. I think we probably can keep value betting if we feel inclined, but I'm just going to check and give him every chance to bluff. You can check out pokercoaching.com/meetup-game if you want to get in the action. I'm already in 4 tables. I believe Justin's going to load up some more if he feels inclined. Click ops to limp. I suppose we'll limp it. Try to flop something. Justin raises huge. Probably a good play to really apply aggression to our very medium strength-ish range of hands. We raise 10s, get 3-bet. This should be a very strong 3-betting range in general, but we cannot justify folding. King, 6. Trouble. That's what that is. This is a troubling spot. If you're in the game, say hello in the chat. I'm always glad that you all are getting in there and battling and interacting and having fun. We could maybe 3-bet this ace-10 sometimes, but I'll just call. Pretty rough flop for the ace-10. I really hope DVR checks, but DVR does not check. DVR instead blasted. Actually, not even a blast. This is a 1/3 pot bet. Do we call or do we raise? Let's just call. River's an 8. Not great. We get a set against Justin, though. We'll definitely be check raising. Check. Do we win? All right. All right. Always good to get a win. Let's just check raise Justin immediately. Make it 10. This is a flop that should hit his range pretty well. Bottom set usually loves to check raise. So we will check raise, but not good this time. Let's 3-bet this one. Maybe this is just too loose. I could be convinced that we want to be just overly linear, but I don't mind mixing it in every once in a while with an ace-X offsuit. I think we can bet small, king high on the paired board, out of position. You gotta be a little bit careful because we did raise. He's not gonna have a whole lot of... I'm not gonna have a whole lot of 5s, right? But we do have the flush draw, so it's like pretty good hand, right? I'm gonna be a little bit looser than GTO preflop. Do we keep betting the turn? Or would we rather check call? I think we can go either way. Queen 8 suited. Not a great flop, but we can bet the junk over card. Got the chat going here. This is Andrew. I'm going to crush you guys. Good luck. Do we keep betting here? Most definitely. Do we keep betting here? Most definitely. Maybe we're supposed to go bigger with a straight. It's going to be annoying because he is going to raise us sometimes. Yeah, I'm just going to call. What you going to do? He certainly could have a flush. Certainly could have a boat. Will he, though? Will he, though, is the question. He does not, and we chop it up. Okay. Given he did not raise a 6, perhaps calling it off would be a little bit optimistic, but maybe not. It's tough to know. Raise, we get 3-bet. Do we put in the 4-bet with the think we can bet this just straight for value and protection. Do we put in the 4-bet? Sure, right? We'll check back the bad flush. He's never going to fold a flush. Notice there we were ahead and we got a little bit of value / protection. We just call, give it a spin against the ace-king, 50-50. I lose. Wonderful. Couldn't go to a nicer guy. Haha, so happy for him. Whenever you lose a flip, by the way, don't get too sad or depressed or anything like that. That's going to happen. That's going to happen when you are playing No Limit Texas style. The plan today is to play for about 2.5 hours, give or take. Maybe Justin will play longer. I'm not sure. Let's see. I believe there'll be more tables loading up. Currently, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's some open seats at my current table here. If you want to get in the action, get in. As more and more tables load up, either me or Justin will pop over to the other one. So one of the two of us will be at one of the two of us will be at a table with you, so you all can play with the pros. Here we call 3 ways with the ace, with the jack 9. We get middle pair. It's not really a good middle pair, but we'll stick around at the turn against one player, 1 bet and a call. Against one player. Against the bet and a call, though, I think we can fold. Because the clubs become worse in general, right? And also, if we do get a 9, there's no guarantee we're good. So I went check on this flop. I was going to check raise some chunk of the time. I think we can just keep checking when the turn's an overcard. Check. And I realize it's tempting to bluff here, but I'm just not. Maybe we could check raise. I don't know. Seems silly. All of it seems silly. Raise up with the ace-queen. You suspect a bad losing day for me. Great. I'm glad that you predict failure. Chatting about crazy stuff. All right. Should we continuation bet out of position? Probably not. Seems like a reasonable spot to check. Can we check call? Can we check raise? All right. Let's keep checking. Seems like some people are new to playing on CoinPoker. They're not familiar with the idea that if you come and you buy in and then you just don't play for a while, they'll move you away from the table to give someone else a chance to sit. You can't just sit at an online poker table and squat there. You do have to get in there and play. Perhaps some of you got here a little bit early to try to lock up a seat or something like that. And then the game started and you were still sitting out, so they booted you. Yes, if you are at a table and they boot you, your money will go back to your account. They don't steal your money, everybody. Come on. Come on, get real. Get real, everyone. You may have to click refresh on your wallet or whatever to make sure it's there. Of course, if you have any problems with any online poker site, email their support. If you have any questions for me, feel free to type them in the chat while we're here. I'm always happy to help in any way that I can. We plan on doing this stream game again in, I believe, 2 weeks. So for whatever reason you can't play today, we will be back, I think, on the 28th. That's what it looks like, unless something changes. Do we want to 3-bet the 7-5 suited? I mean, look, it's not a good hand, but why not? Am I right? We get re-raised. Kind of big. So we will fold. Ace and king is really good. The password is JL Poker Coaching for those who want to get in. All one word. If we get 4-bet here, we will not be folding. We get 2 callers instead, and there's 2 queens on the board. I think we can just let it go check. Maybe we're supposed to bet small. It's hard to get paid. Opponents are not drawing that live. The problem here, though, against 2 people is I don't really know what I'm trying to fade, right? That's the problem with this spot is that if, like, say it's random 4 and somebody wants to put in money, I could easily be crushed. We'll just check it, though. Let's check it. We'll mix it up. Mix it up with a check. Random 7, so pocket 7s now beats me. If they check again, we will bet turn, and I think we can just shove river at this point. We raise, get a caller, flop, pair plus draw. We'll certainly bet. I think we can go, what, 16? We want to bet an amount that an ace will always call. I think any ace will always call 18. Seems reasonable, right? It's always nasty if we get raised, but such is life. Facing a raise, blind versus blind. We can call our 3-bet. We turn a flush, and it is the nuts. So we're going to bet medium on the turn. Looks like there is no ante in the game today, which, you know, does induce you to play a little bit tighter, but that's fine. I would have preferred to have antes, but it is what it is. All right, we bet the flop, we get raised. I wouldn't expect to get raised all that often here. We certainly can't go around folding with 8s with the 8 of clubs. Got top pair folding over here, unfortunately. Ace is interesting on the turn because the opponent should not keep betting the ace all that often. They're probably not going to fold too many 10s if I bet, so we'll just check it. I could certainly have a 10 here that's not going to fold. Annoying spot on the river. I don't think we can value bet if they check. Can we bluff if they, or can we call if they bet? Problem is they're going to bet small with some 10s. It's an annoying spot. I'm trying to think, like, do they have many aces? Probably don't have that many aces, right? I think against such a tiny bet, we can just call. I don't think we need to bluff this. So just easy call for a tiny bet. We're going to be showing 10 a lot, but that's fine. Wow, full house. All right, they were trying to set me up. 2 times they tried to set me up here. We lost a flip already with the jacks of the ace king. They make boat against decent hand. We only lose some. Just take some. You don't got to take all of it, everybody. Just take some. You thought it was starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It is 3 p.m. Eastern time. Actually, it's 3:19 Eastern time. There was an ante, maybe you can get a little splashy with the king 3 suited, but I think with no ante, it's okay to just fold. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. There was a link to get in the game. One good thing about CoinPoker is that it's very easy to deposit crypto onto the site. If you deposit using any of their methods, you'll get the money very, very quickly. So that's cool. I love that. A lot of online poker sites, they take forever to get money on the accounts or get money on the sites. You play MTT or cash. If you have a small bankroll, I definitely recommend playing cash games because there's far less variance in cash games compared to tournaments, and you will extract whatever your edge is. And tournaments, though, there's a lot of variance. All right, right here against the shallow stack, 3-betting kind of big. I think we just fold. If this was 100 big blind deep, we would definitely call. Once it gets re-raised, of course, we're just going to fold. Jack 7 offsuit, maybe we could raise, but probably not. I got to presume the 12 big blind 3-bet should get in basically every time. And it does. Like, people just aren't 3-betting to 12 that often without a good hand. If you're on the waiting list for one of these other tables, get in this game. Are there people on the waiting list? Maybe. There are. So if you are on the waiting list, come play in this other game. We're ready. We are ready. We are ready for you to get in. Also, Justin Saliba is waiting on another table. If anybody wants to play him heads up, that'd be a big baller move, in my opinion. We raise a Jack 10, we get 3-bet kind of big. What am I drinking? We are drinking, can you see this? Trader Joe's green or green juice. It's quite good. It has cucumber, celery, grapefruit, lettuce, Swiss chard, lemon, kale, spinach, parsley, and tea. Mint tea. In this entire bottle, it has 120 calories. I love green juice that has almost no calories, because that means it's almost all nutrients. No sugar. Almost all nutrients and no sugar is what you're going for. At least it's what I'm going for. I actually like blending up the vegetables, but this will do in a pinch. We get 4-bet. We're just going to be all in with ace king out of position. Do we ever click it? No, we don't want to click it out of position, right? A little bit annoying that he did go so small, but whatever. You'd rather him re-raise bigger. That way we could then win more on the shove, but it's a good size. We raise up a 7-5 suited. Of course, a little bit loose, but like I said, I'm going to be a little bit loose. Should we play the Jack 4 suited for fun? It's not quite the same as the Jack 4 offsuit, but maybe we should. Not against a raise, though. Gosh, we get 3-bet again. We're just getting punished. If they're going to punish me for raising too wide, I'm going to stop raising too wide and just play just GTO. But that's boring, everyone. We're not trying to play just GTO today. We're trying to get in there and battle a little bit. Maybe I should just make the easy call of the 3-bet with the 7-5 suited against Justin Saliba. Me and Justin both had a bad tournament series last tournament trip. I think he had 1 cash. I had a whopping 0. That said, I only played 6 entries, so 0 for 6. Tough life, am I right? LOL. Sometimes that's how it goes. I'll be going back to Vegas in about a week to play more poker tournaments. They have the Poker Go kickoff happening in, I think it starts Monday. Is that right? A week from today. I think they have 4 or 5 5Ks and a 10K. Nice little bit of action to start the year. I'm selling a bit of action on PokerStake. You can check it out at PokerStake.com. Selling it small or no markup for everything. If you are going to be backing people in poker tournaments, make sure you do not pay much markup at all. If people are charging you, 1.2 or higher, you're not going to win. Instead, I'm selling it 1.05 or 1.0, meaning close to no markup. Not trying to gouge my fans. Not that there's anything wrong with gouging your fans if that's your whole shtick, but I'm trying to give you all profitable opportunities. I'm not trying to give you horribly unprofitable opportunities. I'm not going to say it's bad when content creators like try to sell action at 1.2 to tournaments where everyone's who's winning is winning at like 12% ROI, so their fans are just losing 5 or 10%. I'm not going to say it's bad because like I do get that people get excitement out of sweating the people they like, but look, I'm not trying to take your money. I don't want your money. The only way I want your money is if I help you get a whole lot better at poker, and you can pay me on PokerCoaching.com. Otherwise, I am trying to drive lots of value to all of you, such as the CoinPoker free roll. We have a $2,000 free roll. Make sure you check it out at pokercoaching.com/free roll. We are on a 5-minute delay today, so that people cannot stream snipe me. Do we 3-bet the ace? 9 offsuit. I mean, we can, but probably not. Bottom pair. Backdoor draw. Pretty good. Do you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? No. That said, I've spent a whopping 0 hours on it, so I should not be expected to know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Do you like all those people who like juggle the Rubik's Cubes and solve them in mid-juggle? I think that's pretty cool. Check flop. We'll just check again on the turn. Against raise and call, got to be a little bit careful with the offsuit connected junky hands. But it's a spot where perhaps we could splash, but I'm not going to. I'm going to check raise this river, though, with the ace of diamonds and the 9. Now, I realize they could just have a straight. No one's going to fold a straight. But I do think this is a spot where we can go for the check raise. Want to come in and say hello? We get snap call by a straight. Great. This is James. We're playing poker today. We just tried to bluff and they called me. No problem. They did not believe I could ever have a good hand. I always have bad hands. You gonna go do your homework? What you eating? Oh my gosh. I used to eat those when I was a kid. They're sticky, right? Yeah. He's a good boy. You get 15 stars today?
I got 12.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Like I said.
12's pretty good. Oh, hello. Do you want to say hello to everybody?
Are you winning?
Am I winning? No. My friend Justin is sitting right here. He took my money, and this guy just called my bluff, and he took my money too.
Where are you?
I'm this one. You see?
Should we say what you have?
No, do not say. You can say what I have. It doesn't matter. They can see what I have. They can see this over here. You see how it says they can see my hand? We're on a delay. Ace, jack, yeah. I usually say the highest card first. It's pretty good, but not on 7-6-6. Because I have no pairs.
No, 6 and 6 is a pair.
6 and 6 is a pair. You're actually right. I do have one pair. But the problem is he has this pair too. You all use these ones in the middle. So we all have the same.
Down for 1, 5, 1, 1, and not 5 C's and 1 C.
Yeah,
Except what I want to ask you is, are you doing good?
Not really.
And why not really?
Just not winning any hands. You know how it goes.
I do?
Do ya?
No.
No, me neither. I'll teach you one day, okay?
Don't know how to do it.
You don't know how to do it?
Don't know how to do it.
I'll show you one day. Go do your homework. Have a good day. You're good boys.
Grandpa, wait.
Bye.
Dad, don't close it.
Well, what? I need to... What? Can you take the iPads out, please? The one on top is mine.
This you? You have a 5-2 and an ace? You have a 5-2 and an ace?
Yeah, I don't, yeah. Well, everybody has... Can you take your stuff? Everybody has the 5, the 2, and the ace, so those don't really count. What matters is the ones you have down here.
So you have nothing?
Yeah, I have nothing. I have literal nothing. Story of my day, am I right? All right, go on. Have a good day. Did you take your brothers? He took yours. He took yours. Okay, go, 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 go. Have fun. Love you. No sugar equals massive amount of fructose equals massive amount of sugar. It's very important whenever you read this ingredients, recognize this has almost no sugar. It has 7 grams of carbohydrates, which is effectively none. It has 4 grams of total sugar. If it had 40 grams of sugar, then it would have 40 grams of sugar. Obviously, it doesn't matter so much where the sugar comes from. Basically, if you drink the green juice and it tastes bad, it's probably a good green juice. It's relatively healthy. If it tastes overly good, it's probably a green juice that's not too healthy. You ideally want to look for green juice that has almost no sugar and carbohydrates listed. Call with a gutter. Oh, God, turn 6. Turn 6 is a fun one. That half pot, huh? I guess I just call again. Probably going to end up bluffing it off. Maybe I'm supposed to fold. We will call. Raise, get 3-bet big by Justin. We will call in position with the king queen. If they check, we got to bluff, but I certainly hate it. They're just going to call with like any queen or 9 or pair. Oh, goodness. What a day. What a day. We flop top pair against Justin. Do we raise flop immediately? Hey, we get the bluff through. That's good. I think we can call. Maybe we're supposed to raise, but raise in position is usually not something you do too often. We do a $2,000 free roll this Friday. Check it out at PokerCoaching.com/free-roll. Turn jack is awful, of course. I don't really see how we're going to be able to fold on the turn or the river. Maybe we'll just make it straight. Instead, we make nothing. So look, we lose to kings, which we block. Aces, which you could have. Ace, king, which we block a little. I think we got a call here. We don't have any busted hearts. We don't have king high busted draws. Justin probably will know how to bluff, so I'm going to call. But I wouldn't be shocked if I lose. Great. Great, great. So far, Justin has turned us and rivered us. Happy for him. Do you try to play as close to GTO as possible in tournaments? Against the best players. Against bad players, no. Maybe we should call 2.5 big blind raise. That might be slightly tight. Should we play the 7-2 offsuit every time? What do you all think? So let's see. We do have 4 tables up and running. There are people waiting, but notice there's a table over here with Justin waiting for all of you to play. Go over there. Try to beat Justin Saliba. I can't today. The fun thing is, if he's running good against me, he won't run good against everybody else. Hope you're all having a wonderful Monday. I recorded a bunch of videos today. If you have not checked out peakgto.com, definitely do that. I played 25 hands from one of the more common spots you'll encounter in no limit hold'em tournaments. 40 big blinds deep, button against big blind. And I tried to lose as much EV, well, as little EV as possible. We're going to have a leaderboard. You're going to be able to test yourself. As a spoiler, I actually did better than just GTO. Could you imagine that Jonathan Little did better than just GTO in the GTO quiz? How about that? I lost 0.5 big blinds over the course of 25 hands. I did get a little bit lucky because I know that when you go through and you use the solver, a lot of your EV is going to be lost on the turn and the river. And I didn't have all that many turn and river spots in my 25 big blind sample. I think I only had 3 or 4 tough spots, and I got the majority of them right. But still nice to do well. Should we try to pull it up on the side? Let's see. Peak GTO. Go to drills. Go to 40 big blind button versus big blind raise first in. We can try it on the side. You can quiz yourself at peakgto.com. We're playing 40 big blinds deep. Let's see if we screw up. Will this pop up if it's my turn? I sure hope it will, but it looks like it's not. Flop comes this. We can bet. Medium or small? Which one? What do you think? Think we can go either way? You have a blue tongue. I think we probably want to bet. Small. Maybe medium is better, though. Oh, I'm wrong. We already got it wrong. Lost 0.01 big blinds in EV. Not a big deal. We get raised. Should we re-raise? That's a good example of a spot where like the small bets use never with our exact hand, because it's almost always good but vulnerable. Those hands often like to bet big. I thought I might bet small though because the board was 3 to a straight, but clearly I'm wrong. What do we do when we get raised? Do we re-raise or not? To confirm, here we are. I presume we just call, but this might be a spot where solver re-raises. Oh my god, I'm just going to get torched right off the bat. Good thing I didn't record this one. So now we've lost a lot of EV. Call turn, of course. They check river. Can we value bet? This is another spot that's kind of close. I'm just going to check, but maybe we're supposed to bet. So like right there is an example of a spot where I just got torched because I did not re-raise flop. You don't re-raise flop very often there. But top pair, top kicker sometimes does. And it's easy to also use the wrong size there. We've already done almost worse than I did in the entire 25 hands earlier because we ran into a nasty spot. If you're into a nasty spot, it is tough. Gut shot, small or medium. So small almost every time. Jack 3 suited. Do we even play this? This is close. But we do play. Small bet or medium bet or check. The small bet is used every once in a while, so we got a little lucky on that to not lose the EV. Turn, we'll go check, check. River is 10. They bet small. Do we bluff this? Probably not. So we fold. All right, all right. King 2 suit. Pocket 8s and pocket 3s. Here we go. Facing a raise, we can call or 3-bet. I'll call against the small stack, 60 big blind stack. We flop nothing. Zip and pip. If they bet small, we'll continue, but I'm not really trying to put money in this pot. We do beat some hands, but the problem is all those have lots of equity. I think we can call, though. In position, and then just check it down. Maybe we win sometimes. I think we can check back the 8s on the Jack 9 6. Is the 2K a prize pool? It's a 2,000 prize pool. It is not winner take all. Tournament usually gets about 400 or 500 people. First place is usually about $400 or $500. Do we bluff this ever? Is anybody going to fold a jack or a 9? Probably not. Check, 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 check. We'll probably win. Not this time, though. King 2 suited, we flop nuts. Paired boards you usually bet frequently and small unless it's really coordinated for the opponent, in which case you do some checking. How much should we bet now? Pot or smaller? I would love to bet pot here, but it's kind of hard for them to have anything good. So we're going to go smaller than pot. In a spot where they're going to have a lot of really good hands, you can often bet big. But in spots where they don't have a whole lot of good hands, you often want to bet smaller. Medium, maybe small. I think it's going to be one of these two sizes. We do pick the big one. It's actually even really bigger. It's always hard for me, Jonathan Little, to find the spots where GTO bets pot on the flop, because very often it's like 25% pot or 2/3. But there are some spots where it does go big. We get check raised immediately. I don't know why I don't really feel like folding. We're probably just dead. We'll call. No, we definitely can't fold. Do we try to bluff them on the turn if they check? I don't know. Probably not. So they jam turn. I certainly hate this spot. I don't expect to be against a whole lot of 10s or flushes, but I do expect to be against hands like pocket 8s, unfortunately. But I'm still just going to call. They could have random like ace queen with a queen of hearts or something, so we're going to call. Probably lose, but we're going to call. King, queen, queen of hearts. All right. You usually try to get a feel for calling station players before going all in as a bluff. I don't know much about my opponents. I just try to think, is this a logical bluff? Quite often it is, and then we go for it. Top pair, no kicker, can check it back sometimes. This is another spot where like I don't do a whole lot of checking, but GTO may check some. I'm going to bet small, but maybe we're supposed to check a little. So we don't really do much checking. It does bet small most of the time. Facing a bet here. We can call our 3-bet. Let's just go 12. Now here we're probably going to want to bet pot, right? Pot 72%. This is a hand that makes a lot of sense for pot. Should it be your goal to go post-flop as little as possible against pros? No, I wouldn't worry about that. I would recommend you just trying to play good, strong poker and become a good, strong player yourself. Frequently and small. So anyway, this is peak GTO. You can go through, you can test yourself. Maybe we go small and frequently on monotone boards, very common spot. We get called. Do we bluff the ace? Do we bluff the ace? I think I probably want to keep betting with clubs a lot of the time. This might just be so junky we're supposed to bluff, but I'm going to check it. So look, notice 10% check. We're supposed to bet this a lot. Feels bad to bet this one, doesn't it? We just fold the river, of course. Jack 3 suited, bottom of our range. You can play on CoinPoker from any state. Check this a lot too, but we just go for the small bet. Jack 8 offsuit. Is this close to a fold pre-flop? Of course, you can play on peak GTO anywhere because you're not actually playing against people. Notice again, bet bigger check. Maybe a spot where I should err towards that. I don't think we want to bet this. We're going to have tons of other hands to bet, like a 6 or a 5. We'll check the middle pair out of position, although betting's probably fine too. River, do we ever bluff raise? What do we want to have the bluff raise? We probably want to have a lot of stuff like... Do we ever call this? Call will be a little loose, but because we're deep, I think calling's okay. If he bets here, I'm going to check raise, I think. Ooh, he pots it. Pot usually indicates a really good hand. Of course, we do lose some stuff here. I mean, raise looks super strong to me, but it's like whatever. If he does jam, I'm got to call, unfortunately. All right. It's going to bet and call. I don't think we need to raise this. Let's try to get there. What do we do here? I want to have an 8 blocker to the 8-5 that he could randomly have. And like pairs, right? I want to have a pair. 2 pair probably calls, so it means 1 pair probably bluffs. Wow, here, I guess I'm just going to fold. Certainly an annoying spot. Multi-way got to be really careful. I'm not saying we're like beat here every time, but we're going to be drawing thinner than it looks a lot of the time. I'm going to say fold this, but I could be convinced we're supposed to raise sometimes. All right, raise 0%. I would have screwed it up by raising. I mean, it's like bet jam. This is just going to be over pairs a lot, right? It's going to make the call. What do you think? Do we keep bluffing here on the turn? Probably. We get gut shot. A double gut shot, not gut shot, double gut shot. I'm going to check this one. We could maybe put in check raise even. If we get check raise, we can get called a lot, though, I think. So, right? So I don't think we need to check raise this. I think we'd rather be junkier. Can we check raise the turn? What are we trying to get folds from? Like 1 pair type stuff? It's certainly annoying if we get jammed. How much do I make it? If I make it 34 and he jams, I got to call off, right? Ugh. Do I go small and fold to a jam? That feels bad. Oh, no. He's kind of... Let's go 31. It sure is rough if he jams me. but I don't think it's going to happen too often. Awful river. I mean, we're going to get called here a lot, right? But it just doesn't matter. It's like an obvious bluffing hand. Anytime you have just the obvious bluffing hand, you got to go for it. We get called, of course. Top pair. It's always tough when they have the nuts. I don't mind it. Eventually we'll make a good hand. Maybe. Maybe. So far we've had nothing. But eventually we're going to make a good hand. We just have to hope to get paid. Do we keep betting here? I think we probably pot it. We pot it 100%, so that's good. Glad we found that one. In the back of my mind, we can play halfway like the solver. Facing a lead. Guess call, maybe raise. Total nothing, three ways. We'll just check. They check turn. I think we want to bet big. We do bet big or check. I'm just going to sit here and play the solver all day because I'm getting wrecked otherwise. We'll bet small on the flop. We'll call turn with a flush draw. Small bet. We get raised. We have the draw to the nuts. It's not a particularly good one. I mean, we're not going to fold, of course. So we'll just check here. No one's folding an ace. They could easily have an ace. I think we call again and then fold on the river. Tough game, tough game. Are games on CoinPoker softer than other sites? I think they're quite soft. Clearly not today. Does Peak have GTO? Does Peak GTO also have charts? Yes, it has all sorts of GTO charts in the library. Not going to use that while we're playing, of course, but you can click on the library. We also have this trainer. We have lots of drills. We have the drill of the day, where me and other poker coaching coaches make drills for all sorts of cool spots. So anyway, check it out. peakgto.com. Big bet on this board. Knows pot sometimes. Terrible flop. Small bet 100%. Notice we have an ELO rating. You get rated based on how well you do. If you consistently get good answers, you level up. If you don't, you level down. It is a little bit gameable at the moment because some spots are just way easier than others. Like this spot we're playing right here is actually pretty difficult because you do a lot of big betting and checking. Other spots you do a lot of small betting, and that's kind of it. But as you make better and better decisions, your ELO rating goes up. As you make worse and worse decisions, your ELO rating goes down. So far, we're knocking this one out of the park. The question is, do we call on the river? I think the answer is no. Certainly annoying, but I think it's a fold. 100% fold. Spots like that are where you can lose a lot of EV if you screw them up with like middle pair type stuff. Three bet or just call the ace queen. I think three bet's reasonable. Turn, we're going to bet big. I think we're supposed to pot it. 100% pot. Good. Whenever you hit the like kind of interesting ones where it's like 100% pot, it always feels nice. Because you certainly could screw it up. I think we go small, but maybe we're supposed to go on the bigger side. All right, so no, just small. Typically, like top pair bad kicker often goes for a small size. If it even does bet. We'll go bigger here. Notice this actually pots sometimes. Top pair, top kicker on a draw heavy board often likes to bet big. We have learned. Turn is awful. I'm just going to jam here. I know we lose a lot of the time, but I don't think we want to call out of position. We will get some folds from just nonsense, but this time we're in bad shape. Go figure. Run it 2 times, maybe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We will raise this one. Maybe call's better. Tough to say. I don't think anybody's really folding to me ever. You may say, should you just fold the ace queen to the 4-bet there? And the answer is, I just think no most of the time. You have to be a little careful against small blind calls on the king queen type boards, just because small blinds don't have a lot of good stuff. We do get called. I'm not going to keep bluffing this. So easy to be running into a king or a queen that's just not going to fold. I would normally 3-bet this, but I'm going to call since it seems like we're getting lots of aggression pushed our way. Oh, we're against the button, not the small blind. Okay, well, that makes me more inclined to bluff the turn. Funny enough. We'll check raise this one and pray to get some action. Do we want to bluff this? I mean, this is probably a pretty good hand to bluff with. Let's go 26. Feels a little dirty. I'll bet turn and hope to get called with the trips. We're not really representing a whole lot here, mainly just like good kings that opted to check and pocket 7s and maybe pocket 5s. That said, we don't have a whole lot of logical bluffs in this spot, right? So I do expect to get through some. No action with the trips. What a bummer. I think we're going to check this turn, although I could be convinced betting is still fine. Maybe it's supposed to bet medium. Ugh, this is one of these spots where I'm probably about to lose a bunch of EV. I'm going to check, but yeah, so like right here, total blunder. How much did we lose? Not too much. Good. And I don't think we can value bet the river. Looks, it wants to bet the river for value. 0.17 big blind loss there. So that's another. I mean, look, it's tough spots, right? Like that's a spot where the hand is obviously medium strength, but like the jack is just not as good for them as it may naturally seem, which is cool. Lost 0.2 big blinds in that hand. 0.2 is a real amount. All right, we raise, we get 3-bet, we'll call. We flop literal nothing. We get raised. I think with the heart, we have to call a small raise. Call 100%. Yes.
Can I have the sour?
Oh, I'm not in.
I found a mango.
Yes, you can have Grandpa give you one little pack each, okay?
For what?
For food. What do you mean? We'll bet turn big. Set up a less than pot shove. This table is tight. Are you kidding? I'm bluffing over here like crazy and losing every pot. Tight table. Only Jonathan's losing all the hands. Don't cause trouble, please. Hey, don't cause trouble, please. Hope you're all having a wonderful day watching me get slaughtered. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feedback, let me know. Click the like button, click the subscribe button. Hope you're enjoying your day more than I'm enjoying mine. We bet we get called. Justin Saliba gets unlucky with the flush. I think we're going to keep betting here with gut shots. What is an okay win rate? Better than whatever mine is today. If you're winning at something like 5 or 6 big blinds per 100 hands, that's a pretty good win rate in online cash games, though. Make sure you're playing on a site that gives you rake back. CoinPoker does give rake back. Make sure you're getting that. Full information for that is at PokerCoaching.com/freeroll. I think we can overpot this. This might be a little bit too aggressive, but it seems like literally no one's folding. If people are going to start folding a lot, though, obviously you want to perhaps size it down. But as you think people are going to be calling bets more often in general, I think overbets for value become way better. We get 3-bet, we'll fold. Ooh, it wants us to call. That'd be a mistake. I would not call the 10 big blind 3-bet against most people in the real world, because I don't think most people 3-bet the big blind often enough in the real world. So I think they're a little too value heavy. Which makes you want to fold out stuff like that. You think we played 25 hands yet? Let's see our results. Then we click in session. We've played 21 hands. 1 big blind lost, 1.28. Like I said, we had those 2 hands where we had, what do we had? We both, the same hand we messed up 2 hands in a row. We messed up top pair, top kicker. I did not play them fast enough. One wanted us to just re-raise the flop and get the money in. Like 8-6-4, wanted us to bet the flop, get check raise, and then just re-raise small. The other wanted us to bet the flop and then keep betting on the turn with the 3 flush arrives, and we now have second pair, which I did not play quite aggressive enough. Good to know. Anyway, go through and challenge yourself. First time I did it, I think I lost 1.1. Second time I did it, I lost 0.5. Third time I did it here, we lost 1.2. And like I said, it is going to depend a little bit on the tough hands you get, assuming you're playing decently well. All of you are asking questions about something I posted on Twitter a month ago. I don't know everybody. I have no clue what I posted on Twitter a month ago. Send an email to support@pokercoaching.com and ask whatever you want to ask. So, do we call this? This is probably close in GTO world, but we'll splash around. You have to be a little bit careful with hands like this that make, well, hands like this. Top pair bad kicker. Top pair bad kicker is not really where you want to be. But it's where I am. That's where I've been living all day today. I don't really think I can fold here because a king and a 10 are almost always good. This is going to be a dicey spot on a lot of turns. I don't think I'm supposed to have leads at all. Deep stacked. Although maybe I can be convinced we're supposed to lead turn. It's always a weird spot if they keep betting because they do have to worry about me having lots of good hands. Can we get called by worse? I think so. I'm going to go for half pot. If we get raised, I'm just going to fold. I could easily have, well, don't have that many bluffs, but this is a spot where I think we can value bet. Maybe that's a little bit too wide 3-way. It's tough to know. You have to be careful even trying to play like GTO in 3-bet this. Fold. We'll just fold. You have to be a little bit careful trying to play GTO in 3-way pots. Because even if you are looking at exactly the GTO output, a lot of your opponents are going to be very far from GTO. Because a lot of people bet the flop way too often. A lot of people call the flop way too often. And all that results in their ranges just being very different than what a GTO output would be. Peak is a lot of fun and it's shown you where you need to work more. Yeah, that's what we're going for. If you find a spot where you are completely screwing up, well, you have to study it. Luckily, for all of you, we have a lot of common spots in the drill section. We have all these common scenarios loaded up. You can click here and see lots more spots. These are all scenarios. Like you should literally go through each of these. All of these spots are very, very common spots that you will encounter, either based on position or based on type of board. And that's going to be super beneficial for you to study and learn. And I mean, if you consistently play a lot of the common spots reasonably well, that's going to be really good for you. How long is this going to be running? Until you want to quit. Actually, I'm going to be quitting in about an hour and a half, maybe earlier, maybe later. We'll see how it goes. If you all keep wrecking me as hard as you're wrecking me, I just might leave in a minute. Top pair, no kicker. I think we can better check. Checking's probably fine. Oh my god, did I just click fold? Hope I didn't click fold. I think we got to bet the turn now, although checking's probably fine still. We get called. River's great. Hopefully we're not going to lose to the 5-4. Let's just pot it. I mean, it's going to be really annoying if I get raised. They fold, though. Yeah, one really good thing about peak GTO is that you can study when you're not playing, right? If you don't have a lot of time to play, or if you just can't go to the casino to play, or you're not playing online for whatever reason. I definitely recommend training a lot, drilling a lot, and you'll just get pretty good at all the common spots. And then from there, you know, when you do go play, you can write down the spots you are playing, and you can go and you can see if you played them close to GTO. Facing this raise, it's not a good hand. I'm going to call against the tiny raise, but maybe we can just fold even against the tiny raise with no ante. Hey, look at this table. How cute. Almost everyone has more chips than they started with except for me. We try to bluff to get ace high to fold. I think that's reasonable enough. I don't think a pair is going to fold, but I do think ace high will fold on this board. It's just so easy for me to have something here, right? Although maybe we shouldn't bet because we have the ace. Maybe we just check. I don't know. It's a weird one. Pretty good flop. We'll bet frequently and small. This is a spot where a lot of people feel tempted to slow play, but I think you should usually just bet. If your opponent has anything, they're not going to fold. So if they're sitting with like a pair of aces or queens or tens, they're just going to call, right? And then you can get money in the pot. Facing the raise, do we 3-bet this? It's a pretty good hand. Might be good enough. Let's just do it. It's always bad when you get 4-bet, of course, but I think you want to be pretty linear from the big blind, although maybe this just fits in the call. It's tough to say. We'll go 9. Get snapped. Snapped. I mean, I was feeling pretty inclined to bluff, but when you get snapped, I'm just going to check and fold. Maybe they're just going to crush me on timing tells. Who knows? Who knows? Quads down there for Justin Saliba. See that down there? Tough spot for click-click. I want to thank all of you for being here today. I hope you're enjoying the show. You can call or 3-bet the ace-10. Let's just call this time. I know Athenian helped me write one of my books called Bluffs. Athenian likes to bluff. So that's going to make me a little bit more inclined to not 3-bet preflop because I don't really want to get 4 bets with this hand. We'll just let it go check. Maybe call a turn bet. Maybe call a river bet. The check is a little bit interesting. I got to presume he's going to bet a lot of like queen high and jack high on the flop. So this might be a lot of ace high. A lot of ace high, that's obviously not good for me. He bets again, do we call? I don't know, but I'm just going to check it here. Call or 3-bet. Look, I realize in GTO world, just 3-bet everything we're going to play. And this is probably right in there. But as long as you're not going to get squeezed too often, I think calling is quite nice against most people. If they check flop, do we bluff this? We have some backdoor draws. So I think bluffing could be reasonable. Probably is just reasonable, right? Because this is going to be a lot of medium cards too. So if we do face a check, I think we are going to start betting. Once we get through this initial, this player's fold, I think this is going to be a pretty capped range for the most part. Unless, of course, they check raise me. So I'm going to be bluffing a lot of turns and rivers, I think. I think a lot of people bet too often on this flop with top pairs. So when they check, they usually have worse than top pair or just some super nuts. But it's kind of hard to have super nuts, right? So I think that's a pretty good spot to bet and go from there. Let's see if those other tables are running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're up to 5 tables running. Justin Saliba is sitting at another table waiting for all comers. Glad to see the tables going. This is great. Glad to see you're all in here having fun. Turn is the jack of clubs. I think we can bet again. He's not going to fold a king, but he will fold worse than a king a lot of the time, I think. And I don't expect to get raised all that often just because I could easily have a king. Bottom pair, 3 ways. I don't think we need to bet. Gosh, we did get raised. How does this happen? Well, obviously we're going to call. Obviously we're going to put our money in on the river. I mean, look, he could have us beat, right? But I think we're going to have be against a lot of 5s. And we do beat the 5, so that's good. All right. I think at a spot when you check raise the 5, you probably just have to go bigger. I know it kind of feels bad to go bigger there, but it's so easy for me to have either a king or a flush draw. That's just not going to fold. And if you're against a king or a flush draw, it's just not going to fold. I think you got to go bigger there. You're watching this while playing sit and goes. Good luck. Glad VidQ is saying they enjoyed playing. Thanks for the kind words. I'm glad you all are having a fun time. We are having a $2,000 free roll on Friday. Make sure you get in that. Info is at pokercoaching.com/free roll. Thanks to CoinPoker for hosting these free rolls for us. All right, pocket jiggities. Definitely 3-bet them up. We've been going an hour and 10 minutes. How much am I stuck? I am stuck. Only 250 big blinds. Not too bad, given we got kind of unlucky for about 200 of them that I remember off the top of my head. I'll take it. Certainly we got a little bit lucky ourselves. Money comes and goes, but it's the friends you make along the way. Am I right? Ha 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 ha. If y'all could let me know where you prefer to watch this show, that would be great. I think we're streaming to various platforms today, but if you particularly like one over the other, let me know. I do think most people are watching on YouTube. Hello, everyone on YouTube. Hope you're having a great day. All right, facing the raise, I think we can call Queen 9 suited. Queen 9 suited is pretty good. If we expect to get 3-bet a lot, we should probably just 3-bet it. I don't think we're supposed to lead from small blind deep stack, but maybe we are. Like if there's a spot to lead, this is probably a pretty good one. We raise to get 3-bet. We have the ace, queen offsuit. We 4-bet or call. I think we're just going to call. I think I'd be more inclined to 4-bet like ace jack or ace 10. We just check out of position with the queen 9 suited for third pair. We'll call. I mean, maybe we're supposed to raise in GTO world, but I think kind of shallow we can just call. Jack of clubs is, of course, not great, but it's not going to deter me. He checks turn. Should we bet? I think so. Maybe 20, 23. We get the fold, okay? These games soft-ish. I mean, these games seem relatively tough compared to normal coin poker games. Right here, I don't think we need to bluff. We'll just fold. It's always annoying to have the straight flush draw and have to bend it. But no, I mean, look. Jonathan complaining about his students wrecking him. Exactly. I mean, like everyone here has hopefully studied poker at least a little bit. No one seems to be just like totally donking it off or anything. So, no, these games are probably pretty tough. Tougher than normal. Normally, every player at the table has not studied a lot. That's okay. It's good to get in there and battle and challenge yourself. We got Jay Saliba, who grew his bankroll from playing a lot of online cash games. When I first met him, he was playing 25 cent, 50 cent online. He studied a lot, worked hard, and grinded it up. All right, here I think we can call for implied odds. A 7's almost always just the super nuts. Yeah, we're against aces and kings sometimes, but I think call's okay. I think we can call or 3-bet or fold, whatever. We'll 3-bet. You may say, you only have 2 outs. Yeah, we only have 2 outs, but if we do spike the 2 outs, we're going to get paid massively, I think. You have to be a little bit careful that Jay Saliba just has top set here, but it's fine. When you don't get there on the turn, you face a big bet, you can then fold. We get re-raise, we will fold. Raise 7-2-0. Well, I can beat that. Why do you see the same people on CoinPoker? Because CoinPoker is not a site that has 100,000 people playing micro stakes. Therefore, you will inevitably see a lot of the same people. Is everyone else's audio okay? Someone's saying their audio keeps cutting in and out, which is certainly not what we're going for. I think everything's working fine, as far as I can tell. We get jammed. I mean, you just call it off with the ace-king. We're going to be against a lot of middle pairs here, but ace-king just has to call. 50-50 going to the river, and we lose. That's great. One of those days, huh? Not call. Huh. So we can 3-bet the queen jack suited. I mean, the call is also fine, but default small blind strategy is 3-bet. It's going to be fun if they jam. We'll just fold, of course, but hopefully that doesn't happen. When we get the top pair, though, we are thrilled. I think we want to bet a little bit bigger on the dynamic board. We get snap called. Look, betting feels a little bit thin, but I also think people may just put me as being on tilt, so I think we can just keep betting. And that way we get value from worse stuff and protection against hands with equity. And if he does shove, we can just call it off because perhaps we look a little bit annoyed, although maybe everybody knows I don't call on tilt. Huh. I don't care. Never been here live. Here we are. We are live, finally, one time. I will say I don't make a whole lot of live content just because live content demands I sit here live at a particular time of day. Sometimes the kids are bursting in the room. Sometimes there's a poker tournament happening. I'm pretty good at making content when it works with my schedule, and a lot of time it just doesn't. You think players are colluding like crazy in the cash games. I mean, I've not experienced this, but if you have any questions about their security, they have a security team. Please send them an email, and they will look into whatever you ask them to look into, as most good online poker sites will do. We get middle pair. Turn is awful. Trying to think if we can even bet the turn. Probably not, right? Man, facing the big bet. It's a bad spot we got to call, I guess. This river. Check, check. We win. Good. Jack 10 offsuit's a hand I think gets a lot of people in trouble in general, especially in cash games when you're playing deep stacked. While it does look decent, it is not especially decent. It often makes middle pair marginal kicker. Middle pair marginal kicker is not where you want to be when you're playing deep stacked in cash games. I recently posted something on Twitter about, do you think online poker is rigged or that you're being cheated? And a lot of people think the answer is yes, but I very clearly think the answer is no. A lot of people like to try to blame all sorts of stuff for their bad luck, whether it be people with the same, people who play a lot or playing in the same games together, so they must be cheating you. That's definitely not the case on rather small online sites because the player pool's not all that big. So of course you're going to play against the same people. Or people think they're playing against bots, whereas in reality they're just playing against people who use auto bet size buttons and they're not like typing in every bet size, and they can go pretty quick. I mean, you see how quick I can go on here, right? I'm not a robot. I'm sitting here talking to my kids, playing Peak GTO, playing pretty quickly, right? And people like to think the site's just rigged for action to juice the pots. None of this is true. It's all nonsense, and it is what losing poker players try to tell themselves to make them feel better about the fact that they are losing at poker. Now, I'm not saying that there are not times and situations where maybe people are cheating or colluding or whatever in poker, but usually the sites have good security teams and they figure this out very quickly. So I personally am not worried so much about the games being rigged. I have been, I guess, fortunate to consistently crush the games whenever I'm playing online. So perhaps that's just me not being a losing player and therefore not worrying about it so much. A long time ago on PokerStars, I did get a refund of something like, I don't know, $20,000. They said that somebody was cheating us in the sit and goes a long time ago, some collusion ring. But despite this, I was still winning a decent amount of the games. So I'm winning a decent amount of the games, and the people are cheating me. So it's like, whatever, you know? Thanks for the 20K. We could better check, I guess. I'll just go small, I suppose. Anyway, I think for the most part, a lot of people's concerns about online poker being rigged or whatever are just nonsense. A lot of people think I played 30 hands and I lost my aces twice. It must be rigged. Or I called, and at the same time, 2 people called, and then they went bet raise on the flop. They must be cheating. It's like, no, it's just random, man. He's probably not going to respond. Bad thought process. Like I already did respond to your question when you asked about a quiz that was posted on Twitter a month ago. I have no idea what happened to a Twitter post that was posted a month ago. Believe it or not, Jonathan Little has far more to do than to be concerned with Twitter. What is happening on Twitter, etc., etc. I already told you what to do. If you have any comments or suggestions or you need clarification, email support@pokercoaching.com and we will reply. Top pair, no kicker. Great hand. Tony G's point. Welcome. Good luck. If you just sit here long enough, I will probably punt my money to you. Top pair, no kicker is easy call. Turn is the death card for me if they can beat it. 10-6 suited. Maybe we can call this. It's probably a little too loose, really. We get gutter and backdoor flush draw. Maybe we check raise. Here we'll just call again. I mean, it looks a lot like we have a king or busted draw. We'll check. They look a lot like they have a king or a draw. I mean, I'm just going to call. I don't think we need to raise. We have the best hand almost every time, but if we raise, I don't think we're going to get called by too many worse hands. They were bluffing. I was not going to check raise this turn once the turn's a king. A king's really, really good for everybody. Do we click it, or do we just shove? We're just going to shove. We are against jacks. So far, we've lost every single time we've gotten it all in. All right, we lose the first one again. Not shocking. Let's try. I bet I'm going to win one of these. Can we please win one of these? No. 0-4-5 in all ends today. Maybe 0 for 7? I think we're 0 for 7, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. 0 for 7. Great success. It's like right here. A lot of people think if they played on the site and they were 0 for 7 in all ends today, despite being roughly 50-50 in all of them, that the site must be rigged and that they're getting cheated. But that's just stupid. If you've ever played poker, you know you're going to go 0 for 7 sometimes. Where you can get a promo for PokerCoaching.com. I don't know. Send us an email at support@PokerCoaching.com. You're going to find that the answer to almost anything that is related to the poker site is found by signing up to support@PokerCoaching.com. We'll just bet this flop for value/protection. We'll check raise this one. This one's great. We'll bet here as bluff. Can we keep betting the turn with a gutter? I think so. I think we can go 12 on the river and just hope to get money in the pot. Or hope to get the fold. Ha. I don't even know if I'm trying to bluff, if I'm bluffing or not. Sometimes bluff, sometimes value. Snap called, of course. They're going to show me an 8, I guess. Oh, no, the 3. Can't fold the 3. Yeah, I want you all to honestly ask yourself, if you play 7 all-ins over the course of an hour and a half, and you lose all of them, do you think the site's rigged? And the thing is that for most poker players, they think the answer is yes. It must be rigged, because how could you possibly lose 7? But it's normal. Get used to it. This is why you have to have a bankroll, right? That's just poker. If you have any questions about CoinPoker's practices, please check out their website. All of these poker sites have websites that will tell you exactly what they do and exactly what they don't do. I am not tech support or the security analyst for CoinPoker. That is not my job. I'm not sure why you think it is. We get 4-bet here. We will be getting it all in. Do we call ever? Maybe. Actually, maybe. Tough spot. I'm just going to shove, but maybe we're supposed to call. I just don't think a whole lot of people are putting in 30 out of 70 and then folding. Guess I was wrong. I think if you're going to be bluffing there, in Nemo's shoes, you probably want to use smaller sizes in general, just because you want to lose less when you get raised, right? When you get shoved on, which will happen some. Nemo again, huh? Do we just 3-bet? We get raised. Annoying spot to get raised because we have decent equity. Whatever, we'll fold. Tables are still loading up. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games running with some empty seats at some of them. I think Justin Saliba's at the other tables. Get in there and battle against him. All right, middle pair. I don't think we have to worry about getting raised too much often. Or getting raised too often. I can't even put sentences together. So we can probably check raise this king 9 with the diamond. Sure. I don't love that they just made an immediate snap bet on the flop. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. I think we just bet turn and jam river. As we do. All right, got the fold. Thank goodness. They're going to call me, and they're going to have a pocket 8, so I'm going to lose my money again. You're talking about a YouTube quiz I put out yesterday. Believe it or not, I make YouTube content way in the past. I don't know what EV quiz you're talking about in the YouTube. Sorry. I know it may seem very recent to you, but a lot of the YouTube content I make was made last month. I make the content, I send it to the editors edit it, we get it scheduled logically, and then it gets posted. I do not go in there and post the YouTube comments or quizzes, or I don't post the YouTube videos or whatever, the shorts or whatever that is every day. I have a team that does that. I can go ask my team about it. I'm not going to ask my team about it because I'm not worried about it. If they deleted it, I'm sure they had some reason to delete it. I trust my team to do a good job. Maybe there's something wrong with it. I don't know. That would make some sense. There might have been something wrong with it. If we post something and there's something wrong with it, we're going to take it down and we're going to fix it. It's hard to trust online poker. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Kind of like a long time ago when people first started getting credit cards and buying stuff on the internet with credit cards, it was hard to trust credit cards back in the day. Like, oh my God, they're going to steal my information. They don't. They didn't really. I mean, some people did. Some people got their information stolen, but for the most part, you're fine. And with online poker, yeah, every once in a while something may happen, but for the most part, you're going to be fine. Kind of like when you go play live poker. Very hard to trust live games. You could be getting cheated. If you get a mechanic dealer, you will not even know if you're getting cheated and you're going to get slaughtered. Could happen. Probably isn't, but it could. Does that mean you should not play live poker? What do you think? You think no live poker because you could be getting cheated? You may say, well, it's not all that likely. I mean, who knows? In the right game, it's 100% likely. In the wrong game, it's like in the game with the cheating dealer or whatever, it's 100% likely you're going to get cheated. Whereas in games without a cheating dealer, you're like not going to get cheated very often at all. Obviously, the answer is play on more secure places. Play on places that have good security protocols, etc., etc. And of course, some sites are more secure / safe than others. Just because the game exists does not mean you have to play. If you have no desire to play, then don't play, right? It's okay. It's okay. Like in New York City, there are plenty of games that I get invited to that seem good that I don't necessarily trust, so I don't play. Simple as that. It's okay. It is okay to not play, especially if you're scared. And as you gain more experience, you start to say, or you start to see what looks, call it shady, and what doesn't. A lot of people, though, they haven't played anywhere near enough time to have any clue what quote-unquote shady looks like. Why do we stop uploading to Spotify? Did we stop uploading to Spotify? I think we still upload a lot of the content, a lot of the videos to the podcast program. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm going to call here. It's an annoying spot, but it's like whatever. You are usually right. It's usually the bad live players and bad online players who think online's rigged. That's okay, right? I think it's kind of asinine we're sitting here talking about online poker being rigged when I just know it isn't for the most part. I would tell all of you to actually put in volume. You know, one thing that does hurt a lot of the small stakes players is they are paying a lot of rake on a lot of sites. Make sure you are playing on a site that gets good rake back, and ideally a site that doesn't rake a ton. That's super important. If you're playing games where they're consistently raking a ton, then you may not be able to win. Also, it's important to realize in all aspects of life, what you think, and what I think, what a lot of us think, does not matter. So many people think that what they think is definitively correct. Like right here, is the site rigged if I win or lose this hand either way? Made to pair with a bluff, must be rigged. When I'm about to get outdrawn by the gut shot, must be rigged. You know, it's like, no, it's just poker. Get used to it. But yeah, a lot of people think that their opinion matters. And if you have not played tons of online poker, or if you are not a security expert, then what you think obviously does not matter. Obviously, it's like clear as day. Your opinion is irrelevant. And that's okay. Just realize what you think doesn't matter. But a lot of poker players, a lot of people who are good at games in general, have this, I'm going to call it a problem, where they think what they think matters a lot. And because of that, they get wrecked, and they miss out on lots of good opportunities. This is a spot where maybe I'm beat, but I think shove's the only option. I don't think we need to half pot it. Plenty of busted draws. When we get snapped, I probably lose, though. Site's rigged, you know? No, it's poker. Get used to it. Get used to it. Sometimes you're going to be unlucky. Like right there. Imagine that happened to you, and you got stacked, especially after this session where I've lost like every pot. Should I be thinking it's rigged? The answer is obviously no, because I'm not a fish. Right here, we have 2 pair. I'm going to fold the 2 pair. Do you think the site's rigged because I probably lose this hand? The answer is no. This is a board that's not good for me. We value bet, and it's not working out. Anyway, realize that your opinion about most things is irrelevant unless you are a true expert at it. And most of us are not true experts at most things. Dan says, you're 3 table and having a blast. Good, glad to hear it. I'm clearly blasting off. I keep making almost the nuts. Almost the nuts is not quite the nuts. Would you believe, despite this horrible showing, I'm only down like 400 big blinds? It's like nothing. I feel actually very happy to only be down 400 big blinds. It's like a gift. Typically on 3 flush boards, you want to bet frequently and small. And then you keep betting when you don't have a lot of showdown value, usually. It's a tiny bet, tiny raise, I suppose we can call. I don't think this is quite good enough. I'm trying to think if we need to bluff this. We probably want to keep betting open-ended straight draws here. We're going to have a lot of those. And gut shots, we're going to have a lot of those too. I'm not going to go through and try to explain what you claim you have seen. Again, make videos, send it to support. I am not support for this website. And if whatever answer they gives you is not good enough for you, then maybe don't play. I don't know. I mean, you got to do whatever's right for you. With open-ended, we can call, we can raise. Turn with the draw. Man, Tony G's point is just smashing it. Sits down, immediately smashes everybody. Happy for them. Can you imagine just sitting down and immediately smashing everybody? This player probably thinks poker's easy. You're over here thinking it's rigged. Tony G's points thinking it's the easiest game in the world. For every person who thinks it's rigged, there's somebody else out there who thinks it's the easiest game in the world. Gosh, this is annoying. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, huh? I mean, look, I just have to call, right? All right. Thank goodness. This is probably too thin on the river. And I don't think you're getting any better hands to fold. Do we 3-bet or just call? I know multi-way you're supposed to just 3-bet more. You don't really want to go 3 ways. Definitely tough if we get 3-bet, but such is life. We flop, great. We'll just bet frequently and small. We get 4-bet. I think we can call in position against small 4-bet. Physicist says you beat 100 no limit over 300,000 hands. You can assure it's not rigged. Maybe it's rigged in your favor. Oh, gosh. Losers thinks it's rigged. Winners think I'm good at poker. To be fair, you probably are good at poker. Oh, God, here we go again. If I lose this one, I'm done. Do you think that's what some people are thinking? I'm thinking sometimes I have aces. Not very often, but sometimes I'm going to lose. And that's okay. I know I'm going to play this as slow as I can be, so they're going to get to see the river. And then it's my fault if they outdraw me, because I let them see the river. If they are going to bet here, they need to bet small with everything. You don't need to bet big with ace, king, ace, queen, etc. Because you want me to stay in with a 10 or pocket jacks or whatever. If they check, I think we just check it. Tough spot because now we're probably not going to get paid all that well. But if they bet river, we're going to jam. If they check, we're going to jam ourselves. They probably just have like queens here. They're not going to pay me. I mean, always shoving, right? There's not even anything to think about here. If there was like a queen or a king or a jack on the board, we would probably just call. But against the bet on this board, we have basically the nuts. And Trance is saying you beat online poker, but you think it's almost certainly rigged to some degree. Fortunately, again, what you think does not matter that much. It's important to realize what you think as a non-game security expert probably doesn't matter all that much. You get paid by the jack, so that's good. Goodness. What a day, what a day. Could you imagine all the people that could have been actually good at poker if they didn't consistently blame other people or programs or things on their bad luck? Was that a good call with jacks against my tens? Probably not. I would just check the river. Just check the river and then check call. I think then you at least induce bluffs. I think when you bet and I then jam, I'm going to be very value heavy. And I could, of course, have a lot of ace X in my range, right? So, no, I would have just checked and then probably check called. Gosh, I'm not answering a quiz right now. Opponent goes all in for 150 into 300. We need to win 25% of the time. Quiz elaborate the answers, costs $40. So this is like minimum defense frequency, or whatever it is. 40% times 600 equals... I don't exactly know what you're saying here. In this spot, you need to win 25% of the time. If the pot is 450 and you have to put in 150 total. Minimum defense frequency is the bet divided by bet plus pot, which is 150 divided by 450, which is 33%. Minimum defense frequency is 33%. You need to defend with at least... you got to defend with at least 2/3 of your range, 1 minus that. So you got to defend with at least 2/3 of your range, and all of that range needs to have at least 25% equity. Okay? By the way, I really wouldn't, assuming whatever this quiz question is asking, like what is your expected value in the spot if your hand has X% equity. I'm not so worried about that a lot of time. I'm more so worried about what does my range look like, and is my hand in the minimum defense frequency, and am I even trying to call it the minimum defense frequency? I'm more so concerned with minimum defense frequency and how often my hand needs to win. If my hand is going to win 60% of the time, of course it's a call. Or 40% of the time, of course it's a call. And that's it. Like, you don't need to get bogged down in this. I do realize there is certainly time for discussing GTO and toy games and all that on the side. But I, Jonathan Lowell, personally am not so involved in it. Faraday, thank you for the kind words. Do we 3-bet this? Of course we do. We want to make it 28 or so. Top pair. Y'all in? Show me aces. No, shocking. Not a good way to play aces, by the way, because if I do have nothing, I get to get off the hook sometimes. Oh my god, rigged in my favor, finally. The one hand we won all in pre-flop, we get it all in the worst. Figure that one out, right? Finally, win a big pot. We got it in horribly bad. You definitely want to be careful though, raising minimum or raising minimum there. Just thinking that's like going to trap me or something. Because if anything, that's going to make me really knit it up. I mean, I'm not folding ace king suited, of course. Do we raise here? Oh, gosh. I think we're supposed to go all in, as weird as that sounds. Just because whatever he has a lot of equity. If he has a set, I'm always paying, right? I'm going to fold this 3 ways. Maybe that's a bad shove. I'm not sure. Maybe if it was like jack, a queen 7-2 jack. Maybe we're supposed to shove there because he's got more queens. Whereas here he might bet a jack and then fold it. Not sure about that one. That might be me overplaying it a little bit. Not overplaying in that I'm not going to get called by worse, but overplaying as in maybe he has more bluffs than I thought he did. Any particular reason we're playing 50-cent dollar? It's an amount of money that most people can show up and play seriously for. Well, not most people, but it's an amount of money that people can show up and play seriously for. Also, it's an amount of money that the rake is not going to demolish you on the site. If we made the game smaller, I don't want everyone who's kind of decent to just be like shuffling around money, you know? Because if everyone's decent shuffling around money in small stakes, like the smallest stakes, it's hard for anyone to win. Fortunately, on the site, in the smallest stakes and the regular games, the games are super duper soft. So you can still beat them, even though they have decently big rake, as all online sites do. I'm going to check this river, although maybe I'm supposed to bet small. Them blaming BS is what makes the game profitable. Yeah, quite possibly. That said, I mean, look, everyone here is here to hopefully learn how to get better at poker and not complain about nonsense. I realize that as my platform has attracted more and more people, inevitably some people are going to come here and have really nonsensical thoughts. But even still, it is my, call it job, to help all of you win more money from poker. I'm not someone who's trying to shill you nonsense, you know? I found a site for you to play on where the rake is reasonable. The games are pretty good. We have free roll tournaments. And I hope you enjoy them. And if you don't trust online poker for whatever reason, then don't put your money on it. How funny, though. The one hand we win. Ace-king against aces. So silly. You understand the RNG? I don't totally understand the RNG. It does something with the blockchain. Look it up on their website if you care. Again, that's not my department. Fours. I mean, look, I really like to call the small and medium pairs in general. I realize it makes you very susceptible to being 3-bet, which is obviously annoying when it happens. But I think it's fine because I don't think you're getting 3-bet often enough in general in most games. Could you imagine Tony G's point decides to put $100 onto CoinPoker, says, "Oh my god, I'm excited to be playing with Jonathan." Well, sits down, immediately wins 200 big blinds. Solid. Good job for Tony G's point. Really cool to watch me play live. Well, thank you. I'm doing my best. I am only doing marginally. Raise in 3-bet. Do we ever 4-bet this? We probably just want to be more linear against an early position raise. That said, everyone, there is a decent amount of content of me playing on CoinPoker on PokerCoaching.com. So if you are a Poker Coaching member, make sure you check that out. Just felt it. 1, 2, 3, Tom Woods. Sorry, Tom. Like, here's another spot where I would just naturally fold, but I think calling's probably okay if we're not going to get 3-bet enough. By the way, something a lot of people have learned is, especially in games where it does go raise, call a lot, it's just 3-bet a lot. It puts all the people calling in the middle with marginal stuff in just a miserable spot. But if they're going to let me call and see the flop for cheap, then we'll do that. They check to me. I think if we had a spade at all or better, like an overcard, I'd probably bet. But I think this is okay just to check. Do we call the 3-bet? Ugh, this is so marginal. I'm going to call, but I don't like this. Overcard, backdoor draw, turn, jack of diamonds. Oh my god. So if we bet, we're going to get called like every time. So we need to bet with the idea that we're going to get called every time, and then we're going to bluff again on the river. Check back's going to be a lot of hands like aces. I mean, ace, king, ace, queen type stuff. And those will call a turn bet. Or maybe under pairs like 9s and 8s. Those are going to call a turn bet. And then we're going to bet again on the river. Justin Saliba says, if we talk any more about stuff being rigged, we're going to ban you. Be careful. Be careful. I got the ban hammer ready. It's always nice when they give me the ban hammer because then I can actually ban the people who are saying nonsense. I can only take so much nonsense in my life, you know? We're all adults here, right? We put up with enough nonsense in the day. We don't really need a whole lot more, especially when we're doing leisure activities. Thanks to all of you who showed up and decided to play today. I'm glad we have a bunch of tables going. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tables. 6 of them are up and running. And say to 300 big blind swing in the last hour. Perfectly normal. Get used to it. If you're playing multiple tables at a time, you will swing that normally. I mean, back when I used to play a lot of 2-5 Zoom back in the day. And I was like barely a winning player. There was almost nobody winning in those games. And I would be up or down $5,000 over the course of, 3,000 hand day. It's like normal. Up or down 10 buy-ins, so 1,000 big blinds. And, in the games like this, especially if they were a little bit aggressive or like just loose-ish in general, you should probably expect to swing 200, 300, 400 big blinds in an hour on a regular basis for tabling. Maybe more, actually. Poor Tom Woods played the one pot I played all in today and won. And it's the hand I got it in the worst. Go figure. just not lucky. Goodness gracious. Sorry it happened. Sorry it happened to you. I would have rather just lost it. It's all comical to me. Ace king no good 3 ways. This is not a... I mean, look, maybe we could bet the flop, but if we don't bet the flop, we're just done with it. Kind of weird raise on the turn for Rufus. Because if Rufus has any sort of made hand, you kind of want to keep Athenian in. I mean, maybe he's raising a 9, but you got to think a 9 is going to want to bet the flop. So I'm not sure what's raising there. Oh, ace 4. We'll call against the under the unraised, but it's not a great spot. The low ace X is not good against early position in deep stack cash games in general with no ante. So definitely be careful with that. Still just check. distracted over here texting. Try not to get distracted texting. Smash the like button. Thank you for smashing the like button. How long is the stream going for? I'm probably going to stream for about another 30 minutes. Then we'll be packing it up. I have to take care of my kids tonight in about 30 minutes. So I'll go as long as I reasonably can. We'll do this again in 2 weeks, I think, assuming everything works out. You know life. You never know what it's going to throw at you. Hopefully you all enjoy the show. Hopefully we can dig out of the hole and be almost even by the end of the day. 872 says you have cat problems there. Yeah, cats will do that. We'll continuation bet with this junker. Maybe we can go bigger. Maybe we can go smaller. Who knows? Nine eight suited. Hello. Zach says JL. Z. Do we 3-bet or do we call? We'll go either way. Let's call this time. We just call this time and get the open-ended. This is a nice open-ended too, because if we get the king, we have the nut. And we may stack somebody. I think we're just going to check. Although, betting's, yeah, we're just going to bet. Why am I going to check? Let's just bet and get money in the pot. Raise, get called in, 3-bet. We're not going to get 4-bet too often. So we'll call here and try to maybe play a multi-way pot. Ooh. Good one to get stacked on. Getting stacked on a Monday feels good. Raise 8s. Rufus with no chips calls. It's a great flop for Rufus, too. Ugh. I mean, maybe we're supposed to just fold here. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go 12 with the idea that we can call if we get raised. Facing this big bet. Oh. Call, I guess. Pray to get there. If we check any jams, obviously I'm going to fold. Or if we check any jams, obviously I'm going to fold. Here I'm going to just put him in because he does have some outs, and if he has a jack, he's not going to fold. Here we can just call and try to spike, right? This is why we bet on the smaller side, so that if we do, what am I saying? My brain's broken. If we do get there, we can call it off. Annoying here, we got to fold. Annoying here, we got to fold. Two draws to the nuts. Your goose is cooked. Oh, goodness. Can't the other players just watch your stream and know what they have? No, we're on a 5-minute delay today. We are on a 5-minute delay today. This might be a spot to bet, but I'm not going to. You got to be really, really cautious in multi-way pots, just in general. I don't think we need to put money in the pot. Jack 5 suited. I think we can probably call, but look, fold's fine too. This is what's going to cook our goose, as they do say. We have the gut shot in the backdoor flush draw. Now we have the flush draw. I think we just go 6 and then bet big on the river. I realize that backdoor flush draws are often not the best bluffs. Oh my god. I think we're going to go 12, and we're going to try to get them to fold out ace high or king high or overcards. And if they have any pair, they're of course going to call. Hopefully we can get ace high to fold. We get snap called by a pair. Obviously, pair never folds. Tough when they just have the auto calls, but that's why you don't bet 3x pot in that spot, because when they have an auto call, you just lose. What a fun day of poker. Hope you're all having a fun day of poker. If you're having fun in today's poker game, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell. Looks like we still have about 7 tables up and running. There are some seats open in the stable with Justin Saliba. I think he may stream a little bit longer than me. Who knows? Get in there if you feel inclined. We also have a free roll coming up on Friday. $2,000 free roll. Check it out at pokercoaching.com/free roll. Do you find it difficult to keep track of how the other players are playing their ranges? Honestly, I'm not paying that much attention to that. There are some players I'm trying to play pots with. I have them noted in my head because it seems like they're a little bit loosey-goosey and having a sandwich. But in general, I'm just trying to play kind of GTO poker for the most part. Slightly looser GTO poker because I think people don't 3-bet quite enough. It costs to convert cash into crypto. Does CoinPoker help with the fees? I presume they don't. Why would they? It costs way more to put money into regular poker sites where you have to use like old credit card transactions and stuff. It costs like 5% or 8% or something. Crypto's dirt cheap compared to normal transactions. I'm going to bet big here. Maybe I'd rather have a draw with a spade draw. But I think betting big is okay. And, look, I don't know if anyone's going to fold out a king ever at this point in my life. But I think it's probably fine to go for this. Seems like a logical hand to bluff with. I mean, I'm just going to go 48, right? Do we ever just rip it all in? No, just go 48. He's not going to fold out an ace. I'm trying to get a king to fold, obviously. I don't think we can call by 9, although sometimes people just find the call button against me. I think this is fine, though, right? I mean, it's so easy for me to have an ace. I bet the flop, blast turn, seems okay. We finally got the fold through. They probably folded out Jack 10 of spades. Please do this every month or two. I think we're doing it in about 2 weeks. That's the schedule. Pocket fours. Just keep checking, I guess. Maybe we're supposed to just triple it. Oh, I'm sorry. We were 3-bet. What am I saying? You don't No, check, check, flop, check, check, turn, check, check, river. Oh, not a great flop, but I think we can bet small. Maybe we're supposed to just check this board because it's so good for them. But I think bet small is fine. This is about where I'm going to raise the button with lots of offsuit stuff. So when you have lots of offsuit stuff that can call raises, I think it's fine to bet with some junkers. And, 2 overcard junkers are probably okay. Seven two suited in position. Do we call a 3 big blind raise? Probably. Oh boy. Here we go. We finally got it. The bottom pair and the draw. They check. Do we bet? Sure. If they raise me, do we call? I mean, I'm going to be sick about it. Nobody bluff raises enough here. All right. I think we got to call and try to spike. Given we have a pretty good hand for that. 7 or 2 is pretty good. Almost got there with the 6. Almost. Only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say. As long as we can keep betting the turn, like, we're happy to call, right? What you don't want to have to is have them just, like, check turn and then put me in a dicey spot. Because then we have, like, bottom pair. Do we bluff? Do we not? It's tough to know. But if they're going to keep betting, like, all hands on the turn, we're very happy to call the raise. Because then, when we call the raise, we are getting very big implied odds. And, very big implied odds is what you need to happen when you are calling with a junky draw. We have a limp. I'll raise this, and if we get limp re-raise, we'll just fold. That's probably okay hand to check back, but I don't know. Or sorry, not check back, to check. Just keep checking. You enjoyed bluffing me. I'm happy for you. So I don't think we can bet multi-way with the middle pair. I think it's probably okay just to check fold. Betting small could be fine. Maybe betting small is best. I'm not sure. It's a tough one because, like, they're never folding an ace, right? They're never folding a good club. We add more videos to my fundamentals playlist. Oh yes, we will continuously add to that. That said, make sure you check out the Master the Fundamentals course on PokerCoaching.com. Do we call here? Ugh. If they were playing like good GTO poker, then I would literally never fold, I don't think. But I think it's okay to fold there. We will 4-bet the ace-king. Just not fold. What's up? That's Grandpa's in charge of that. I'm not in charge of. I'm not in charge of this.
If he wasn't here, you would say yes.
Hey, whatever Grandpa says is good. I don't care what you do, but whatever Grandpa says is good. He's in charge right now, okay? Oh my gosh, James loves to play this game Hearthstone, and he always is like trying to jockey his way into getting to play, even though I think his mom likes him to play on the weekends only. He's like, but if the other person wasn't here, I would be able to play, which is probably true. Just heard somebody drop an iPad. That's wonderful. Oh, fun day, fun day. Oh, James. Sorry, buddy. Grandpa said no, and now he's sad, and it's going to ruin the rest of his day. Thousand people viewing today. Hope you're all having a good viewing experience. I know some of you say, "Where's the music?" I don't like music when I play poker. Music, in my opinion, is highly distracting when you're playing poker. Because, well, it's distracting. A lot of people think it makes them play better. There have been a lot of studies as to what music actually does when you are doing things that require thought. And it's generally presumed that music will let you do that thing for a longer amount of time, but you'll often do it at a slightly worse level. So perhaps you can play for longer sessions with music on, but you're probably going to play worse with music on. Faraday here said that they had 6-2 and decided to check raise the flop and then spike the turn. Funny. We'll bet this flop with nothing. Check, check, turn, check, river. We can go half pot for sure. Value owned myself. Do we keep bluffing? We just have nothing. So, oh no, we have gut shot. What am I saying? We don't. We have double gut. We have open-ended. Brain is clearly broken here. We'll keep betting. God. So we want to have a spade to bluff the river pretty clearly. That kind of day, huh? I'm going to be packing it up in about 5 or 10 minutes. I can tell the outside world out there is literally falling apart. So, I'll be packing it up soon to try to salvage the afternoon. Gut shot and over cards against 3 people. Or 2 people against 2 people. I gotta presume betting's fine. If we get raised, we're not going to fold. Might even rip it in their faces if we get raised. Not this guy, because he's too deep, and the board's good for his range. It is a very nice hand, though. Like right here, this is a good hand. Gut shot to the nuts and backdoor flush draw is very good. Like very, very good. Gets me excited kind of good. We get raised. All right. All right. All right. Can we please spike something? We spike a terrible card. Oh, no. A literal terrible card. Because he's going to check raise a lot of 8s. Brutal. I think I have to fold to a turn bet. Is that right? If he bets big on the turn. If he bets tiny, I guess I can call. I don't even think I can call this, though. Mm-mm-mm. All right. All right. Embarrassing, I know. All right, pocket kings. Here we go. The kingities. James is a fellow Hearthstone addict, indeed. Totally indeed. All right, we'll just fold the fives. Queen Jack suited is great. Do I play ranked Hearthstone? Not anymore, only Battlegrounds. I played ranked Hearthstone for a while, and I would usually get in the top 100, but I didn't really care that much. I did not think the juice was worth the squeeze. Because if you win, you get nothing. Oh, gosh. I try to stop playing games where if you win, you get nothing. That said, I love Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is awesome. Do I jam this or click it? Against Justin. I'm going to just shove. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to click it. Oh, my God. That kind of day. Oh, my God. Skill game. What, do I win a jackpot? No way. How much do I get? What's that mean? Tell me what I get. How much do they just give me? Did Justin just get a ton? Well, I don't even know if what I got here. That's hilarious if you just got a bad beat jackpot. Like, the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how to figure it out, though. That is hilarious. Did Justin win like 10K? Is that what it just says? That would be so funny if that just happened. Especially after I lost every pot today. Where is it? What does it say? I don't know if it says. More like 5K, they think. Whatever. All right, well, bad beat jackpot. My first bad beat jackpot ever. That's cute. I got 2,500 bucks, they say. How do I refresh this? I don't think they paid me yet. History? I don't know. They haven't paid me yet. I think we bet here. Getting all distracted. The rest of the people got a few $100. That's hilarious. I cannot express how funny that is, especially given I was just about to pack it up. Now he's going to trap me for another bet on the river. Getting all distracted. We'll take a few days to hit your account. Okay. I'm just going to fold here. I don't have anything. Well, that's cool. See, everyone, you just have to sit around and keep getting your money in badly and keep getting beaten up over and over and over and over and over again. And good things will happen. We have double gut shot and flush draw. And with that, I'm going to sit out. Sit out next big blind. Check here. Sit out next big blind. Sit out next big blind and sit out next big blind. Fun game, fun day. Bad beat jackpot's absolutely funny. All you got to do is get the kings and get it in against the aces. Did you all know a long time ago they had a bad beat jackpot on a big poker site and they just introduced it? I think you had to have like 4 8s lose. But literally like 3 days before they introduced that bad beat jackpot, I got it in with, I had kings. We were playing limit hold'em back then. I had kings lose to aces, and we both had quads. And I just like lost $4,000 in limit hold'em, like all, maximum bets, you know? And if I had lost that pot like 3 days later, I would have gotten like $500,000 or something ridiculous. So that was my only previous bad beat jackpot story. Justin should get close to 10K. Oh my God. Okay. That's so funny. Hope all of you enjoyed today's show. I know it was a bit of an up and a down session. Am I even up money? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Down 300 something bucks. Not too bad. Plus, I guess I'm getting some bad beat jackpot money. Probably 2,500. If he's getting 10K, I'm probably getting 3,200 for JL. Cool. So we're up. Obviously, you should not count your bad beat jackpot winnings as part of your winnings on the day, but you should count them towards your winnings in the end of the year, because if you are playing a lot, you will sporadically hit bad beat jackpots and whatnot. That's cool. So funny. It was us too. Oh gosh, what a day! What a day. Have you played Balatro? I've not played Balatro. I don't even know what that is. I don't want to play any more games. I've played plenty of games. I've played so many games, too many games. I'm done with games. Don't need any more games in my life. Everybody else at the table gets like $500. That's cool. What a gift. You never know when the gifts are going to come in life. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it pours, sometimes things are wonderful, sometimes things are terrible. But at the end of the day, assuming you show up and do your best, study hard, work hard, do it more than everybody else, study harder, work harder, apply yourself more, you can hit the bad beat jackpot too. If you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, etc., let me know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed today's show, click the like button, click the notification bell. I hope you all enjoy your week. Hope you run super hot. We are having a free roll on Friday, as far as I know. Full details are at pokercoaching.com/freeroll. That was my first ever jackpot. Probably will be my last. But that's A-okay. Apparently Justin's first jackpot ever too. We did it together. Now we can go to the club and party with our jackpot money. Oh, what a world. The actual unfortunate spot thing is that I know me and Justin just ran really bad last week in tournaments. And this was all of the luck we consolidated in those tournaments. We just used it right here. Justin got 8K, and I got 3,200. Which is finally good and happy. I'm glad for it. 32 buy-ins. It's a good day. I just wish it was for 10x the money. Oh, goodness. What a world. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Good luck in your games and in your life. Hope you have lots and lots of fun. We'll play this Queen Jack for the memes. What a day. What a day. Zach said he got a bad beat jackpot on recently too on CoinPoker. Took a few days for them to give you the funds. Awesome. Wow, everybody just smacking the bad beat jackpots, huh? Athenian 3-bets me, knows I'm trying to quit. Take it. You got it. Good game. I'll talk to all of you next time. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I wish you all the best of good fortune in 2025. Bye-bye.